Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It is a beautiful day in Leeds. We actually have blue skies today, cold as always, but it is beautiful and it just so happens to be my day off from work. So I had a team meeting with some of the people that I work with earlier this morning, and since then I have been rushing around like a chook with no head because, long story short, the last week has been a little bit stressful, but it has been stressful for a really good reason. I'm going to tell you everything now. Last weekend, Jordan told me that the next game, as in the game he's playing tomorrow night, which is Thursday night, is his 100th first grade game, which is a really massive achievement and it deserves to be celebrated. But Geordie is not the type to celebrate the small things or the big things, and I think this is a massive thing. But he likes to let things slide on by. He's not really, he doesn't make a really big deal out of anything. It's just who he is. He's just really chilled, and he always has bigger goals to achieve. He's always working towards something bigger and better. So he often just lets his achievements just roll on and he's thinking further into the future. And I often joke with Jord that the reason that I was brought into his life is because I celebrate the sky being blue. I am a celebrator. I love any excuse for a party or for making somebody feel good or anything like that. So when he told me, obviously I'm not going to let it just slide on by. But I've been on a tight time frame, trying to figure out what am I going to do to celebrate this and make it special when we're on the other side of the world away from everybody that we love, which kind of brought me around to my whole idea. So I'm going to surprise him tomorrow and do a little setup. I've got the ingredients to make a banana bread cake because he loves banana bread, and I do like a dark chocolate, healthy-ish banana bread. I'm going to bake that today. He's probably going to eat some between now and tomorrow, but it's fine, it'll work. Then my mum and my grandparents have very kindly offered to send us some massive balloons. So they're going to be delivered to my workplace so that the surprise isn't ruined. And then the part that's been quite stressful to manage and organize has been that I have put together a video, which is a montage of highlights from his career with a number of the clubs that he's played for. But I've also reached out to his family, my family, his best mates, ex-teammates, current teammates, his favorite old coach, just anyone that he truly loves and whose opinion he really values, and I've asked them all if they could do just a short message on their phones and send it through, and I've put them all together into one massive 20-minute video, and it's turned out so well. I'm so appreciative to all of the people that contributed to this project because it's just made it's so beautiful. I get emotional while I've even been putting it together. So it's a really nice little thing that he's gonna have for forever. It's been really stressful to try and manage it all, but I know it'll be worth it, and I'm almost positive that he has no idea. I'm pretty sure he's got no idea what's going on. But tell you what, if there's one thing I've learned from this experience, I don't know how Thoughts and Hoes do it, but I've had to have my phone on silent since last weekend because I've been getting messages from all these people, boys in particular, that I shouldn't be getting messages from, boys that he's played with, who I've had to reach out to and be like, can you send me this video? And they're all sending me WhatsApp messages with videos, or they're sending me messages on Instagram and stuff. I've been having to have my phone on silent, turned face down whenever I'm around Jordan, just trying to awkwardly message people back while he's sitting on the couch next to me, rushing to edit things while he's at training. But now I'm going to make my banana bread. So I'll show you guys how I make it and the ingredients that I put into it, and you can try and recreate it at home.
Alrighty guys, so to start with, you want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius, and we're going to start with some almond butter. You want about half a cup of almond butter. I think the jar that I used was 170 grams, so I pretty much used most of it. There was probably about a tablespoon or two left in the jar. Other than that, I just emptied out the entire jar into there. Try and give it a mix beforehand so that the oils are combined throughout the almond butter. It'll just make it a little bit easier to incorporate it into the mixture later on when you have to mix it all together. After that, you're going to need 4 whole eggs, so just tap them, they all go into the bowl. And then you've got coconut oil going in. You want it to be semi-melted, so not completely liquid, but kind of like gooey and really soft, so it will be quite easy to stir into the mix. 4 tablespoons in total of coconut oil into your wet mixture. And then what I should have done before this was pre-mashed the bananas and put them in the bowl first, but I didn't think about it, which was just silly CK. So you have to mash 4 whole bananas into a puree. You can kind of leave it a little bit lumpy if you want to. I like it that way because then you get some nice little chunks of banana throughout your banana bread. Otherwise, you can mix it to smooth if you prefer it just nice and consistent throughout. So just give it a good mash with a fork. That's why you want really nice ripe bananas, because not only does it make the banana taste really strong, but they're really easy to mash and get to a nice consistency. And then you just want to mix it all together. It does take a little while and a little bit of grunt work, but who doesn't like an arm workout? And then we add in our dry ingredients. So you want half a cup of coconut flour. It doesn't sound like much, but coconut flour is very dense and it expands and absorbs liquids very easily. So only use half a cup. I know it doesn't sound like much. After that, we're going in with baking soda. It's 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I used kind of a heaped teaspoon. Same thing with baking powder. You want 1 teaspoon of baking powder as well. This one is one that I get from my health food store and it's just gluten-free. And you want cinnamon. Cinnamon is entirely up to taste with how much you would like. Originally I put half a teaspoon and then I realized I would like it a little bit more strong, so I usually put about a full heaped teaspoon. Sprinkling of sea salt, and the maple syrup is up to you. Obviously it's an unrefined sugar, so it's still pretty good for you. My bananas weren't super ripe, so I decided to add some maple syrup in there just to add some extra sweetness to it, especially because it was for Jordan, and Jordan obviously eats a little bit of a different diet to me, so he likes things on the sweeter side. Lastly, I've got a block of Green and Black's chocolate. Now, I would like preferably to be using like a Loving Earth raw chocolate that is dairy free. However, it's really hard to get your hands on that kind of thing in the UK, well, specifically up north, but this does for now. So you want to chop up an entire block of dark chocolate into nice chunks. Try and leave them in chunks rather than cutting it too fine, because if you cut it really fine, it'll kind of just melt into the banana bread and you won't get those nice chunks of chocolate. And then mix it all together, and you just want to pour it into a loaf tin. This last step is optional. If you have a 5th banana that you want to use, you can cut it down the center, place it on top, and it's actually really nice when it goes into the oven. It kind of caramelizes and cooks on the top, and it's just a pretty little element to add to your banana bread. So that goes into your preheated oven to bake for about 50 minutes or so. Probably check it at 40 minutes and then see how you go at 50 minutes. And then you need to let it sit in the pan for a good 30 minutes to cool down. It'll just help you get it out of the pan a little easier.
I can smell someone baking. Oh, yes!
Happy?
Oh, it's so warm.
It's just come out of the oven.
Oh my god.
Hi.
Can we give me a kiss?
Alright, big fella. Is it good? Is it actually good, or are you like hamming it up a bit?
When do I ever do that with your food?
Yeah, I know, that's fair.
Wow.
Take that.
And it's moist.
Oh, can you just explain what just happened?
Chloe doesn't like the word.
Don't say it again.
She doesn't like that word.
Don't you dare. Don't say the other one.
It's just like the word
Don't-
pennies. And plop.
Ah, that one. Yeah. It's fine. Keep going. Come on. In the ladder. That's it. Okay. Now, face this way. You're going to sit on the ground. Okay?
Okay.
You're on the carpet.
Right.
Sit on the ground.
Facing this way?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, move towards my voice a little bit. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.